everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Eclectic Witch, which means I don't follow any particular traditions. I'm also a solitary witch. So today I wanted to talk about altar space setups. So if you're someone who is thinking about setting up an altar space, or you want to jazz up the one that you already have, this is the video for you today. So I'm going to be talking about altar space setups in different ways and formats. So for example, if you're someone who travels a lot in their caravan, maybe you want to set up a space there. So an altar space can be set up in your caravan. It could be also set up in your lounge room, your bedroom, next to the bathroom. So you're going to hear a lot of the time that you're meant to set up your altar space facing the north, for example. But if it's not practical for you to be setting up your altar space in the north, then don't do it. So this is a space for you to do your rituals, your spell work, where you're going to be doing your manifestations. This is a space that's got to be comfortable for you, where you're going to feel like you want to go there as well. So if you're continuously banging into it next to the fridge and you're knocking over your candles and your crystals all the time, it's probably not the best space to have your altar set up. So today I want to talk to you about my main altar. I've also got one in the lounge room when I just can't be bothered coming in here and doing the whole shebang, so to speak. So this space here is my main one. So I'm going to talk to you about the elements and the directions. So for example, my altar space is facing the west. So the west is represented by the element of water. So when we think of water, we think of the ocean, we think of drinking water. It's also represented in tarot as the cups. So I've got some cups cards here as well. So just to give you an idea, there we go, I'm going to show you here some cups cards. So you can see the element here of water, the Ace of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So thinking about this direction, the element of water, the Cups cards in tarot represent love, compassion, harmony, balance, all those sorts of things. So when I'm doing my spell work or my ritual work, and I'm thinking about the direction of the west, if that's calling to me in a specific spell or ritual, I would like to pull a card, for example, and put it next to my elements there in that direction. So if I'm casting a spell and it's about romance or love, for example, and I'm wanting to bring balance into my relationship, I might pull the Two of Cups, and then I might put it there in that direction. And that would be the energy I'm setting for that particular spell or ritual. So that's something that I would like to do if I'm casting a spell in particular for that. So not to burn myself. What also is a tool for that area, or an item I like to put on my altar for the element of water and the direction of the west, is a chalice. So you can see that beautiful chalice there. And so this one I like to put a bit of a flower in there, and I'll put it in that direction. And that will help bring in the energy of the cups, water, harmony, relationships. And that is the energy I'm setting for that particular spell in that particular space. So another tool, I like to put there is the one that just dropped off my lap, is seashells. So that's another really beautiful thing to represent the element of water. I don't know why that's not focusing in. That I like to use for the element of water, and I'll put in that direction too. So if I'm really wanting to call that energy in, I'll put a seashell there as well. Another thing you can use is cauldrons. So they also represent the element of water as well. So cauldron is a really good thing to put there as well. Okay, so that's the element of water for the direction of the west. So remembering, we've got a chalice of water there, we've got seashells, we've got a cauldron, and it's also represented with the cups. Also, I forgot to mention star signs. So for the element of water in the west, the star signs we have is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So they also are associated with that direction, because when we think of Pisces, we think of Cancer, we think of Scorpio, they are all represented with the elements of water, love, compassion, all those sort of energies. So that is really, really beautiful to see too for that direction. Okay, so that is the west. So I'm going to move on to the north now. So that is the direction that's set up here for me. So the north is associated with the element of earth. So with star signs, so we think of Capricorn, we think of Taurus, and we also think of Virgo for that direction. So this direction is represented with the Pentacles. So if I'm doing spell work that is really bringing in that earth-like energy, I want to be like the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm really trying to embody the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So I would put that card there for that particular ritual in that direction of the north. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's balanced, she's really, really secure in herself, and she is really in touch with her earthly energy. So when we think of the element of earth, what do we think of? What comes out of the earth? So crystals, for example. So I might want to put pink amethyst there for that time. If I'm really wanting to bring in that earthy sort of energy, I might go for a bit more of a green colored stone, for example. So I might put that there instead. And I might also put a plant there. So the plant that's thriving, that's got some beautiful earthy energy. So this one, for example, I've got all my stones in it and stuff, and I'm trying to knock off all the stones, for example, and I might put that in the direction of the north too if I'm bringing in some really earthy energy into my particular ritual. We've also got salt. You can also use salt as well for that particular direction of the north as well. So salt is another really good one. So if I'm really wanting to bring in that earthy energy, I might pick up another pentacle card. For example, if I'm having trouble with my finances and I'm wanting some ideas or something like that, I might pull the Page of Pentacles. And I'd be asking the page to bring me the message of new ideas when it comes to finances, bringing in more money. Maybe I need some inspiration or something like that. So I might sit that card there for that particular ritual, for example. So for moving on, now the direction of the east. So when we're looking at the direction of the east, what are we looking at? We're looking at the element of air. So the tools that I like to put here is, for example, feathers. So when we think of feathers, what do we think of? We think of birds, we think of flying, and we think of the air and being buoyant in the air and being able to fly like a bird. So a feather is a really good item to put there in that direction of the, what am I talking about? The east. I hope I said east. Yes, I did say east, didn't I? For this direction, yes. So east is also represented by the sword suit, for example. So we've got the suit of swords. So I'll show you the suit of swords there. So this suit encompasses all the energy of communications, ideas, intellectual thought, the flow of thought. And also the sword suit can represent challenges as well, so it's a little bit directed at that, but really what I like to draw from the positives of the sword suit is the flow of communication and information as well. So that's what I really like to draw in. So say, for example, I want to draw in the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is someone who's very charismatic, humorous. She knows how to really communicate well with others, and she knows how to articulate her ideas. So I want the Queen of Swords for the direction of the east. I would put that card down for that particular ritual. And I'd also light some incense as well. So the air and the flowing of the incense in this direction is beautiful. It's associated with sound as well. So I like to put my singing bowl there as well. And also you can use bells for this direction of the east as well. So that's really, really beautiful to see. So the star signs for this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So they're very great signs in the areas of communication. So I'd be really drawing in that, what do I want to say, the personalities and the characteristics of those star signs, like really great communication and being able to have that beautiful flow of thought and great ideas when it comes to different projects or things you want to do. So that's when it comes to the east here. All right, moving on to the south. So we've got here, the south is represented by the element of fire. So we've also got the fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. They're all the element of fire. So for this suit here, it is represented by the wands. So the wands is the element of fire. So if I'm really wanting to draw in the wand suit energy and I'm wanting to have, for example, inspiration in the areas of creative projects, energy. So energy for traveling and being motivated and being really passionate as well, I'd be probably picking up the Page of Wands for that particular ritual or spell work that I was doing. And I'd be drawing in the energy of the page and wanting to understand how I could be more motivated in my daily life, for example. So that would be that there. Also here I've got some sage that's also been sort of bathed in dragon's blood as well. So that colour of red is really associated with this sort of direction of the south of fire as well. Candles is really good to be putting in this direction as well, particularly if you have a red candle as well. That's another really good one to put in that direction here. So that is for the direction of the south. So that's all the directions there. So you could set up your space if you like in this way. If you don't want to set it up like that, you don't have to. Maybe you just want to put a few items out that you really like. So for example, I like to have on my altar space this beautiful little butterfly, and it was my grandma's, and she used it as, well, an ashtray. So whenever I see butterflies, and I see a lot of butterflies, for example, and I'm out somewhere, I really find that it's a sign for my grandma, for example. So I like to put that on my altar space because I resonate with butterflies and I associate that with my grandma who was passed on. You might want to put your favorite crystals on there, for example. So I've got, I think this is either onyx or obsidian. I'm not quite sure with that, but this is the black. The color of black for stones is great for protection. So I usually like to use something that's black on my space to help with the protection element to rituals and spells. So that's another whole topic, is protections when you're doing spell work. So before you do any spell work, I do really recommend protecting yourself before you do anything. Okay, so also in the middle here is my goddess, Hecate. She's the goddess of spell work and the crossroads, and so she's associated with that. And she's a liminal goddess, and I really have a great relationship with her and my spell work, and I felt like I was called to her. So I have her in the middle of my altar space with offerings as well to her. So when I'm drawing or I'm asking for her help and assistance, I like to put offerings out for her. So you'll also hear a lot about goddesses and things like that and offerings, and that's important. That's another whole conversation as well. So coming back to altar spaces, so that's something I like to put on there. Lighting as well, like salt lamps, and just different lights and aesthetics that you really resonate with is beautiful to have on altars. So special items that you were given maybe from your grandma or your grandpa, or you want to have, you like birds, for example, so you want to put feathers on your altar space, and you might resonate with, I don't know, the water element, and you want heaps of seashells on there, or you want Buddha on there, or so there's going to be, like, it's endless what you can put on your altar space. So this is my setup and what I really enjoy having. I forgot to mention the affirmation as well. So this can be represented in the direction of the east as well, and the affirmation is great for setting protection. So I like to sort of stand up, and then I like to move around in a circle, so the space where I have my altar before my rituals or spell work, and I imagine a white light just coming over me, and that is my protective bubble, so to speak. But there's lots of different ways you can do protection, but this is why the affirmation is up there. It is not to stab anyone. It is not a weapon. It is meant for rituals and spell work, and you'll see this a lot in different videos. So that's just something else that's important to mention on here as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is it for my altar space. I'd love to hear your ideas or what you like to do. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching me today, and I shall talk to you soon.